November is a big month for Australian golf fans, with Royal Melbourne's famous links hosting the Australian Masters and the World Cup in back-to-back weeks. Golf Down Under is on a high thanks largely to the performances of world number 2 Adam Scott, and he was the centre of attention as he returned to Melbourne to defend his Aussie Masters crown. Adam sat down with Golfing World to talk about his spectacular 2013 season and the chase for another yellow jacket.
The Australian Masters, it's kind of been drilled into the golfing public as the tradition continues, and you know, Greg was so dominant for a decade really in this event, and so many great champions have put on the yellow jacket. It was fun for me to be able to do that last year.
Scott arrived at a rainy Royal Melbourne in peak form to mount his title defence, having just become the 6th player in history to win his home tour's Triple Crown, adding the Australian PGA to the Aussie Open and Australian Masters titles he'd already won.
I'm trying to, you know, leave my mark on the game the best I can, and that event and the other 2 big events in Australia have been on my mind since I was a kid, watching them and seeing the great players win them. So it's nice to be on that list. Such a small list, it's quite an honour.
Of course, Scott made history back in April when he became the first Australian to don the green jacket at Augusta National, thanks to his thrilling playoff win over Angel Cabrera. And as he returns to home soil for the first time since that Masters triumph, it means celebrating the victory all over again.
I've enjoyed coming home so much this year. It's been incredible to see how everyone's reacted to winning the US Masters, and it's overwhelming, really, to see everyone so excited last week. To see the green jacket, I can fully understand the excitement. I'd be the same for sure, but to relive it a little bit with everyone, talk about it, and obviously celebrate with friends and family that I haven't seen all year, and a few others as well, hasn't been difficult. It's something I don't mind talking about or celebrating. I'm very happy to do that.
Scott gets to keep his green jacket for the year he's champion, then it returns to the locker room at Augusta National. The fact that after his first major success he's now in possession of the most prized garment in golf is something he says he's still coming to terms with.
You know, seeing it hanging in just hotel wardrobes is pretty funny. It's a pretty strange thing to have just hanging around every week. But my favourite is just when people see it for the first time, they just can't really believe that it's it. And you know, a funny one was when I just left it lying on the arm of the couch at home, and someone walked in and just was so shocked to see it sitting there, couldn't really believe it was it. And you know, just as golf fans, it's kind of that holy grail thing that you don't see it very much, and there it was. But you know, I wear it around a little bit when I'm on my own.
The confidence he's taken from winning at Augusta has helped Adam climb to a career-high 2nd in the world. Ahead of him now, only Tiger Woods, back where he's spent most of his career. Nevertheless, Scott believes now is as good a time as any to make a run at dethroning the 14-time major champion.
For so long, it was a long way out of reach, with Tiger being very dominant for 10 or 12 years. But this is as close as I've ever been, so I think it's a good thing to push towards, but it's not really the goal. I think you get there by achieving some other things. It's a process to get there, and the confidence is high. Yeah, I truly believe my time is now. I've worked hard to get to this level of golf, and I'm going to have to keep working hard to maintain it, because you never know how long it's going to last, but I've got to take advantage of it while I'm playing well.
The chance to tackle Royal Melbourne 2 weeks running, in the process representing his country in front of friends and family, was enough of an enticement to get Scott to sign on for World Cup duties. In fact, he and Jason Day are the top-ranked team for next week's $8 million PGA Tour sanctioned event.
To come home and play the World Cup and represent Australia here, I think is something that we don't get to do too much. We kind of did in the President's Cup for the international team, but to actually be the two Aussies playing will be great. I'm thrilled Jason decided to come back and, you know, make Australia a really strong presence for this World Cup next week. Hopefully everyone kind of embraces that and we can play some good golf and bring it home.
Following his PGA win on the Gold Coast, local sports fans are already talking up the prospect of a summer of domination from Adam Scott. Only Robert Allenby has won the Aussie Triple Crown in the one season back in 2005, and Adam has plenty to play for in the coming weeks.
Well, I think it's possible, and you have to win the first one to win all four, so I've done that. But we'll just see what happens. Obviously, it's something that's only ever happened once, and I don't think I've ever won back-to-back tournaments, let alone 3 or 4 in a row. So I'll just go into the Masters this week and do my best, and if we can get to 2, that'd be amazing, and we'll go from there.